Okay, what about this? Can you guys hear? Like it's picking up now. So maybe seeing the little bars move on my end. So hopefully you guys can both hear me and the game. PS5 ambiance, huh? Okay, can you guys hear the game audio now? For a little bit there. For some reason, whenever I alt tab it, to add the mixer. Yeah, no, well, I muted the PS5 thing. Video capture. Okay. You guys hear that? Okay. I had to unmute my desktop audio. I don't know what these jokers are doing with my settings. Well, you guys can hear me. You guys can hear the game. The game is louder than I am. Okay. I think whenever I alt tab, it's just gonna do that. So. Okay. Now, how are we doing? Now, how are we doing? Does this sound about right for you guys? Okay. Okay. Hi, everybody. This is Suriel with MinMax doing another episode of MinMax Plays. You guys chose Dishonored 2 over Halo 2, so you'll have to live with that decision. I personally really like Dishonored 2. I think it's a fantastic game. I remember playing through it. It was a little weird because I'd just gotten a new upgrade to my PC, and I think this game did not play nice with that computer. And so I think I ended up playing through the game on PS4. Because I was kind of frustrated with like how weird it was for me to like. My computer should have been able to handle it, but it was all finicky. I think the PC version of this. I don't know if they've fixed it, but PC version of this game I remember being kind of finicky. So I ended up beating it on PS4 as Corvo because you can play as Emily or Corvo here, with the intention of going back through the game one day and playing as Emily, which I never did because you never do that. You never say, oh, I'll come back to this, and then you don't do that. But now we have the option to play a new game as Emily. So we are gonna do that. Okay, there's my first campaign. I'm gonna use the second campaign slot just in case. We are going to be playing on medium because I am familiar with first-person action games. But I wouldn't say that I enjoy challenge, and I don't know that how much of a Dishonored veteran I am. Yeah. Custom. Some of these customs. Save model. Oh, you can limit yours. Yeah, this is really cool. I like that a lot. I'm not gonna mess with any of it, but this is amazing. I like that. I like it when games do this. But we're gonna just go with the medium. Do you want to start the tutorial? Yeah, you know what? I haven't played it in a while, and I think Dishonored has like one of those really dense first-person games that kind of requires that you figure out the control scheme really quick.
I remember training with my father in the years after the rat plague. Someday, he said, our enemies will come for you.
Let me know if you guys all right. Let's figure out everyone's favorite game Where are the subtitles? Difficulty. How do you use HUD? Crosshair. Did not have display. I don't see the subtitles. Oh, that's kind of a bummer. Oh, maybe it's under audio? Of course, it's under audio, not visual. Main dialogue, all dialogue, baby. Hanson does this fight. Makes him a weirdo. And I'm not afraid to say it. I don't know why I'm looking over here at my stream interface instead of the camera when I'm trying to address the audience. Okay. Meet up with my father.
The sounds and smells of Dunwall
That's
never
good
change
subtitle
much.
font, not gonna lie.
This is my city.
Look at that, look at that. This is just good gaming right here, is when you're running up a set of stairs, you slide up them. That's just good gaming.
What training regimen does Father have in store for me today?
All right, Majesty. Let's see what you can do.
Thanks, Majesty. This game looks really good. I think it is kind of hitching. I'm not sure why. I'm using a 3080. I don't know if there's just a setting that is really taxing on PCs or what, but yeah, this game. I definitely expect this game to just
Hurry.
just run a lot better than it is, honestly.
Easy as cake.
I think that might be a combination of this game, of the PC just not being able to handle trying to stream and playing the game. It's running okay on my end, but yeah, it's very strange.
Sprint, vault the obstacle, then slide under.
Well, let me actually just try. Let's just try very low. That maybe. Make it work a little better.
I need to sprint, vault over the obstacle, and then slide under the door.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I just basically turned it all on. I wonder if it's just this game is just not very well optimized. Which is a bummer.
What's next?
Or if there's just like one shadow setting or something that makes it really weird. Yeah, I remember really liking this game, but I think that this is one of those games where it is almost intimidating a lot of how dense this game is. Not in terms of systems. Well, systems is a very broad term, but it's actually my mouse button. Don't tell anybody, but I actually map in the custom mapping thing in my Razer.
Only I could spend every day running and jumping.
One of my mouse buttons is the U button. I think it makes it easier to map because like some older games
Let's see how quick my feet are.
won't let you map mouse buttons, so it's easier if you just switch your mouse buttons to simulate keyboard inputs. Anyway,
Let's see how quiet you are.
let me know how
young
this
lady.
looks. Stealth, press C. By the way, yeah, I'm a very ardent C to crouch person. Get that control to crouch stuff out of here. Stealth mode, crouching down and walking silently. Your visibility is greatly reduced. Stay behind cover and stay out of sight to avoid being detected. Enemies are slower to detect you in stealth mode, especially when you are farther away from them, above them, in shadow. This matters more at a distance. Stealth mode enables you to take cover under desks, tables. Lure enemies away, distract them by throwing an object such as a bottle, or setting the alarm on a clock.
Want you to sneak up on me, if you can.
Father's always on about the
Awareness, yeah. So they have a little meter there that you can
Feet.
see. And it's a pretty intuitive one, where they have this little lightning thing on their character. Oh, no. Okay. So, yeah, so when they see me, it kind of fills up. And then if it's red, I think that's when... when the red is filling up, that means that... if it feels red, let me work this backwards. If it feels red, they've seen me and I'm out of stealth. If it feels white, that means they're kind of suspicious and they're gonna move around out of their pattern to look for me. Oh, I'm gonna choke him. Give a little bit of time before it actually. Like they just the little pat of like, okay, stop choking me. This is a training exercise. Don't kill me.
Don't let me hear you or see you. Most people won't notice you if you're above them, overhead.
Didn't see anything at all. In the words of Corvo Atano, hidden like a secret, quiet as the sunset.
Good subtitle font too. I don't know if I mentioned that before. Don't let me see you, hear you, Father of the Year. Yeah.
Remember, a pistol will wake up everyone in the building. Your crossbow is quiet.
I wouldn't say this. Well. Okay, I might switch this to E now that I'm looking at what this button actually does. Right? Oh yeah, I guess. Have to use F here. Okay. I'll figure out you later. I'll figure you out later. Because I did not. When I saw that it said use unsheathed weapon, I thought it was for the weapon exclusively. Look at those rats. And they're already getting you to think laterally about so. Yeah, it's one of those games where they have to squeeze a ton of UI and interface stuff and controls into a very kind of confined.
Time for some more weapons and combat training.
Especially on
Let's
console.
beat each other up, shall we? Yes. You hit him. That's my daughter.
That's my daughter. Can swing a sword.
When someone
So
swings
proud
a
of
sword at you, block.
Block button.
Good. Block with your blade. Come on. Well done.
Or is his voice somebody so familiar? I feel like, if I remember correctly, it was.
Very good. You've got a natural instinct for fighting. If you time your block right, you'll throw an enemy off balance.
Way to do
Here comes
the little parry that I was doing.
Smart move. Come on. You can choke an enemy out, even in combat.
Thanks, Dad. This is so good, like the fact that you can do stuff like this. Although, to be fair, I'm one of those jerk-offs who will basically auto-save, auto-load through this game just so I can say that I did it stealthily, so I don't get to see this stuff much. But it is really cool that you can do this, right? It's an immersive sim for a reason.
Feel better knowing you can take care of yourself. When trouble does finally come, you're ready to fight.
I'm so proud of my girl being able to choke people in the middle of combat. They don't teach it in school. But yeah, I will say,
celebrate the anniversary of an assassination.
I think that Dishonored 2 is almost a game that is maybe too good. And what I mean by that is I think that it has so many systems that I think a lot of people really want. I think when you think about what people want out of games in terms of, oh, you can really interact with the environments and like and move around and be creative in how you approach things. It's like it's a thing that people say they want, right? In terms of like, oh, like this linear shooter, it doesn't feel refined enough. I definitely feel like Dishonored is up there in terms of games that approach that. Of you can just do stuff the way you think you
we face a
can
new crisis.
in real life.
A monster the
But
papers
like there are
calling
actually
the
so
crown
many
killer has been
options
picking off my enemies
and so many
dressing it up
approaches
like my
to
father and I are
like
responsible.
targets and stuff that it's actually kind of intimidating to actually get in there and
I
actually
don't know
play the
whether to
game.
get on a ship and sail to the opposite side of the
So I
world.
think there's one of those things where it's like, be careful what you wish for. Like
to
these
have
games are
everyone around me
incredibly
next to
dense
me.
and varied, but there is kind of this, you know, density and kind of intimidation to how much you can do in this game. I think for me, one of the things is that I like doing things the proper way. I almost feel like there is this kind of optimal way to play a lot of games, which is dumb. So I'm playing Axiom Verge 2 now, and
Thank you,
looking at
Alexei.
the hour count,
Open the
people were
doors.
saying, oh, it's like 8 to 10 hours or whatever. And that, like, just knowing an hour count for a game kind of makes me a little bit paranoid. Just because I feel like, oh, if I beat it, and if it takes me longer to beat it,
Emily Caldwin.
then I'm
Loyal
like
subjects,
not doing it
we're going through a
optimally or
difficult
whatever,
time,
which is a
but
stupid
today
like
we
it's
honor
not
my
a thing
mother,
that I recommend,
the
and I
late
don't think
Jessamine
it's
Caldwin.
good. I
May her
expressly
memory
think it's
survive
bad.
through the ages.
But
Emily,
You look
it is a
tired,
thing that
Father.
I struggle with a
every
little bit.
year I think the anniversary of
probably
Jessamine's
maybe
death will be
a,
easier, but it never is.
Strong term. I think when I say, oh,
I
it
wish
took me 12
Mother
hours
was
to beat a
still
10-hour
doing
game,
this.
I'm like, oh, that's a bummer.
I don't think I'm very good at this.
You're
But something like
still learning.
Dishonored, like if you say
Don't
like,
worry
oh,
about the rabble-rousers,
you can
and
approach
we'll
from the
catch the
ceiling,
crown
or you can
killer
like
eventually.
go underground,
People
or
are
like
saying
poison the target.
That these assassinations
I immediately
are
start thinking about,
misguided efforts
well,
to
which one of
protect
those
me.
is
No,
the good,
someone's
is like
trying to
the
make us
ideal
look
way,
guilty
right? And
by
there may not be
targeting
that
your
option.
enemies.
They may
I
not
wish
have
I could
intended
just run
for there
away
to
from
be
all
one of
this.
those. But I still
Sometimes
think
you
about it
do.
like, what's the
You
best of
think I
those
don't
ways
know
to
about
do
your
it?
nights out on the rooftops?
So I always end up, if I poison the target, I'm
The
always like,
ceremony will
I
be
should have gone
over
in from the
soon.
ceiling, or I should have
Royal
gone underground.
protector and father. I should have passed a
And of
law
course, you can
against
always
that
play the game
combination of
multiple times and
titles
stuff
years
and see
ago.
how they all play out. But I'm not someone who takes these games that seriously, I'll say. That, oh, I'm going to do everything every way. I just like the options to have that stuff. But yeah, I think that, along with the combination
before we begin
of
the day's
my
observances,
specific
we
experience
have
with
an
it, of like
unexpected
having
visitor,
some issues with
of
the
Serkonos.
PC version of the game and
Ramsey
having to
says
like
the Duke is bringing
have like a
special
practice
gifts.
playthrough
That's
is what I
intriguing.
effectively did on PS4, where I beat the game as Corvo, was taking it way less seriously. I gave up on trying to be stealthy, which I don't do in these games a lot.
Mechanical soldiers?
And thought,
Amazing.
I'll do my
What
real
is this,
playthrough will be on
Ramsey?
PC
I didn't
later.
authorize
And then I
those
just never did
things.
it. So I think that combination of things, I think,
Your Imperial
makes
Majesty
kind
and
of
Royal Protector
meant
Corvo
that
Tano.
I don't
A native
appreciate this
of
game
our
as much as
homeland.
I probably should.
Serkonos offers
Because
condolences
I
on
think
this
right
sorrowful
now,
day,
my gut check
and
is that I
gifts
like the
to
first
remind you of
Dishonored
our
more.
nation, the rising star
But
on
that's
the
because I've
southern
beaten that
horizon.
game like 5 times.
We
That
thank
game
you,
is
Your
great.
Grace.
Save your thanks. For
And
now,
I feel like
give
the
you
scope of that
greatest
game is even
gift of
smaller
all,
than this one.
Family.
So to the
I
point where
present
it's
the
like
lost sister of
the
Jessamine
amount of
Caldwin,
stuff you can do in even
your
the first
rightful
area of this game,
empress,
or the first major area,
Delilah Caldwin.
is
Impossible.
really, really high
My
level.
mother had a
I want to
sister.
see everything,
My
but you
dearest
only get one
niece.
playthrough, right? So
Hello.
I would almost
not
feel like
true.
the ideal playthrough would be to just like,
My
okay,
father
here's
was
like a
Emperor
number of
Yuehorn
paths that
Jacob
will have you
Caldwin,
see every
and
option in the
Jessamine
game,
was my younger sister.
every possible like
At the time
thing
of
you
her
can do.
death, I wasn't ready to make myself
But then that's kind of
known
really
to
guided
you,
and
I
kind of
was
goes against
forced
the point
to
of the
leave
game.
Dunwall.
So, and I think this is
But
maybe
now
a
I'm
microcosm
home.
of what
If you
a lot
really
of people
are
struggle
my
with
mother's
these
sister,
games. It's there's an
you're
obvious
welcome to
reason
stay as
there
long as
isn't
you
a
like.
Dishonored 3,
Little
and
sparrow,
I feel like
blackened
Arcane has
by
been
bad
trying to
memories.
figure out how to
I'm
turn
here to relieve you
how
of your
good they are
crown.
in making these
My
games
father's
marketable
promise,
in a
whispered
way that
secret
really
so
appeals to
many years
people.
ago, is now fulfilled.
Watch your tongue.
It's-
Emily Caldwin is
and
the
I'm
daughter
glad
of
they
Empress
haven't
Jessamine
yet gone the
Caldwin.
like
Royal
maybe the
protector.
respawn route of
How
like we
naive
made
to
a
think you
battle
could get
royale
away
game that
with
uses
these
our stuff, and now
murders.
that's our
Living
thing
in my
now.
palace
I'm
has
glad that they're
protected you,
still
but
as
that's
much,
over.
even though there is literally
Hear
a
me,
multiplayer
all
component
of
to
you.
Deathloop.
Your
I'm glad
rightful
that
empress has
they haven't gone like full
All
games as a
hail the
service thing,
Empress Delilah,
which I think is maybe one of the
first of her
one of the things being part of Bethesda helps
Arrest
with is
Emily
that
Caldwin and her father
they
for the
don't
Crown
seem
Killer murders.
What?
super vested in like making all of the developers. And I think they see the value in stuff like this. I think when you think about like prestige single player games, I think you think Sony, and then you think, then I kind of tend to think Bethesda in terms of publishers building and stuff. So I've always been, well, I wouldn't say always. I think Dishonored was like the first game that put Dishonored on, or Arcane on the map for me. So, yeah, that's kind of just a small rant. Play as Corvo. Or is Emily? I'm gonna pick Emily. Play as Emily Caldwin. Yes.
Cast you in cold marble.
I like that this is effectively choosing the other person to get stone. Hey, Squidward.
Sweet girl.
But yeah, it's
Overtime,
it is. I think if you tell me that Dishonored 2 is the
perhaps
best game
someday
of all
you'll see me
time,
as the mother you lost.
I think
But until
I would be
then,
like,
you'll be kept out of
it's
trouble.
up there.
I'll lock
It's
Lady
probably
Emily in her
maybe
chamber,
it might
and I'll
be.
bring her to Coldman.
But it's like part of me is unable to fully engage with this game in a way that
My
is,
father
is
lost it all when
really
I was
my
a boy,
fault.
so
to
now
be
I wear
honest.
this uniform, and I send
Falcon
20-year-olds
stream.
out
Yeah,
to patrol
I
the
think
Rose
that's maybe the
Gardens
issue.
instead of drinking with the men from the shooting club.
Streaming a PC game that's maybe this demanding and using that same PC to stream, I could probably
Captain
figure out a
Ramsey,
dual
I heard
PC setup.
shouting. Lady Emily, what
So-
happened?
Sorry, this is gonna be this. I should
Don't be all
probably stick to
Captain
console
Mayhew.
stuff going forward, or like more light PC stuff.
weapon.
I think that Resident Evil 2
kind
went
of
off pretty
sword
well.
folds
That
in
was
half?
on PC. About the sound. Okay. Get that out. It's gonna pause it for a bit. Audio. See how this goes. Well, I hope you guys were able to hear me talking
There's
about
a
this game.
legend in the Tower Guard about the Empress's last
but-
resort, a safe room inside your chambers holding enough gold
So
to buy
this
a
lady
good-sized
here is
island.
infiltrating
They
the
say that this ring is one of the
government,
only two keys
and
to
she's
exist.
kind of usurping. So your Corvo is the bodyguard. Oh no, was he? Is he? He was a bodyguard in the first one. I think he was. I think he had some like government.
What happened? Alexei. The throne room.
It is very funny seeing
Nothing I can do alone. I need to get out of here.
these textures being so low. I mean, obviously, I know that.
Should
Look
I
at
just
this.
spin it and pick a place to hide for a while? I need time to think.
This is the kind of thing that having a pretty big budget with this kind of game.
One of the good family.
Both the ability to spin it and a little hurts, but you can eat food.
I used to hide frogs in this old grandfather clock to drive the housekeepers mad.
We're not gonna read any notes,
I
guys.
thought
I'm
life was
sorry.
complicated back then.
I apologize if you were looking for lore, but we're gonna pick it up. We're not gonna. It's just because I'm that guy who's gonna like. My hope is that this will be the start of a full playthrough before Deathloop comes out, but who knows? Like there's a lot of stuff coming out. Extinguish the candelabra. It's very important. Everyone does this. You have to extinguish the candelabra. Now, I'm out this window.
How many times have I looked at that skyline? It feels like everything just changed.
You know what? I might actually go with using the mouse for that, for the... So, like, E in this game has you lean, which is
Delilah's
kind
some
of
sort of
important
witch.
if you're going
How is this
stealth,
possible?
especially. But, F to
Lady
F to
Emily,
interact with
We're
stuff.
all right. I
Never
was
seemed
worried.
great.
Where's the royal protector?
There's a coup underway. My father is... He's imprisoned, for lack of a better word.
You've got to get out of the tower.
He's
Through
been
your safe
dishonored, my
room.
father.
There was a captain earlier today down at the docks, looking for the royal protector. Find her. Get out of Dunwall.
I
Alexei,
really like the art style in
I'm sorry.
Dishonored. I think it...
Goodbye.
I am not an art person, but it feels somewhat like pastel, like a pastel painting. Maybe I almost want to say impressionist, but I feel like that's just one of those terms that
This
people throw
won't
around
open
that,
without
but
my ring.
without knowing what that means.
Ramsey has it. I need my signet ring.
But I like the mixture of it. You know, if you look at, like, at first glance, this looks like, oh yeah, here's a highly rendered room that's very realistic. But you know, the more you look at it, the more it feels like it does have this really strong art style, which Arcane was good at doing. Was. Let's clean. Okay, so what are our objectives here? We have to escape the Dunwall Tower. We have to eliminate Mortimer Ramsey. A long day in Dunwall. So we have to get to the safe room. Get to the throne room.
Who's there?
Oh god. Here's what we're gonna do though.
It's Emily Caldwell.
These bastards.
Okay. We're gonna do. That doesn't count because I was looking at stuff. And everyone knows that when you're looking at stuff, it doesn't count.
These bastards are working with Ramsey and the Duke of Serkonos.
Oh, there we go. This feels like that felt like a really weird interaction of having to use both of those buttons, but hide body. Close this cupboard. Drop his body. Here's the other fun thing. I have mapped quick save to one of my mouse buttons and quick load to the control button. So we're gonna have some fun save reload. Cause look, I know that it makes for a far less watchable stream, but hopefully I can get through this first area less of a pain. Studied art lightly, more in combination with musical periods, but this is probably late romantic period architecture and art style. Either way, it's great. Yeah, I'll take your word for it. I'm not an art person, so but yeah, I like the kind of point where it's at between looking realistic and looking artistic. I scout out this. What is me? This makes me think. Makes me think I can drop in on this guy. Anybody? Not throwing.
Air feels heavy. Hard to get a good lungful.
Okay, I'm gonna try. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna save. I'm gonna try jumping on him. Not on the chandelier. This actually kind of makes things awkward. That face when you accidentally jump on a chandelier. Okay.
Traitors.
Okay, just remember, that was not lethal. Oh, sorry. Say a cool clip when you do. Sorry to drop in on you. Look, hey, you gotta improv this stuff. Let's see. What's a good place to stash this guy? Yeah, I'll just drop him here. Look at that. He just looks like he's, you know, sleeping on the job. He's vibing. Don't stand guard disarmored. Yeah, there you go. Don't stand guard disarmored. Okay, quick save. This is how you play these games. This is, I don't know why. Look, I understand that it is feeding an obsessive impulse to be perfect at these kinds of games, which maybe isn't healthy. But you gotta love a good quick save, quick load.
Off, we should have the time we need. Just stay here and stall anyone who comes by.
So that icon says, oh, you can kill or knock him out.
Chambers, assuming I don't accidentally lock myself in this damn safe room.
We'll cover for you if anyone from the Duke's party returns. This is exciting. Everything's changing.
Yes.
I'm gonna wait until those guys are
the
gone.
natural order is reasserting itself.
I just love quick save load.
Ramses
Like I
once
feel like
hosted the king and queen of Morley. Did you know that?
I
spent my
can't
childhood
remember
playing with
the
bunches
last
and
game I
royals,
played
cream of society.
that had this kind of
And
mechanic.
very soon you'll be
It might
back
have
at the top,
actually
Captain.
been. What was Arcane's last game? It wasn't Prey, was it? They're not that far.
Ramsey's family fell from the aristocracy, and apparently the man holds a grudge. How it's my fault,
2 guards.
that's beyond me. But one way or another, Ramsey is too dangerous to be left in play.
Ooh. One night at the body house. One night. Now I'm covered in shankers.
Try doing this. Gonna drop him.
Oh, isn't it laundry day yet?
Game cannot be
Oh, it's
saved.
gotta be soon. can't stand my own stench.
Unconscious. I think it was the Moon DLC for, right? No, you know what they did? They assisted. They were co-developer on Wolfenstein Youngblood, which, when you think about the idea, I think if you tell me, hey, Machine Games and Arcane are working on a game together, that is like immediate, like that is so exciting for me. And then it turns out to be Youngblood, which is my least favorite Wolfenstein game that I have played. I think I like that game more than a lot of people, but I still don't think it's good compared to the other game. I appreciated the armor system as a fan of Destiny, and I think they actually ended up implementing something similar in Destiny 2 after that game came out. And so I appreciated that armor system of different weapons, like different enemies have different kinds of armor that have to basically be shredded by different kinds of weapons. I think that was actually really cool. But like the mission based, like, okay, go, like, we've designed this giant kind of square area and you're gonna go back through it over and over again in different, usually the same routes. Just was not a thing that I'm into. What was the, there was a stats. Okay. So here's a screen that you, if you are as obsessive as I am, you will want to see a lot, because this was not in the first one, and it is an incredible feature that you can just see, like, have you been seen, and you can just keep that count. You can feed that obsessive impulse as much as you can. So, hey, Big Bill. Yeah, so I think I think most developers have moved away from save load, quick save, quick load. At this point, I think it's because it kind of leads to this.
Even if I had a way to carry it all out of here.
Gosh. Good. But yeah, I think Far Cry 5.
I have a feeling I'll need these.
Didn't have quick save, quick load, which I love. Like, one of my favorite things in Far Cry 3, even, and I don't know if it was in 4, but one of my favorite things about
I should close the safe room door so Captain Ramsey stays put. Ramsey
was like
deserves my attention.
Going in with a sniper rifle.
Anton's
to kind of like the cliff overlooking a camp or something.
What you wanted, Ramsey.
And then just sniping everyone. If I got seen, I would just reload.
Stay put.
I don't know, something about, I think
straight, Ramsey.
People see that as cheating, but I just like it. I feel like the thing that it does is turn every game into Super Meat Boy, which not everyone wants, but I think it's cool that you can do that with save reload. And I know that there's definitely ways to incentivize people to not do that, but I think a lot of people at this point have said, like, quick save, quick load is just too much of a thing to deal with. Let's not bother. But yeah, I don't remember.
I have to go into
Have there been any recent games that feel like they're doing that? That feel like they're really reliant on save load, or not reliant, but like have pretty major. Thanks for subscribing, Gold Lemons. Appreciate it. Hey, Shizura. Why Dishonored 2 today? Don't get me wrong, I just love, I love it, just curious. So, I've been wanting to do some kind of, catch up with some of the big fall releases. And so the other option was playing Halo 2, because I've beaten Halo 1 recently this year. That was this year, right? Time is weird. I beat Halo 1 this year, and I've beaten Halo Reach recently. I think that was late last year. So I'm working through Halo 2, and that was the other option. So I had the community vote on whether they wanted to watch me play Dishonored 2, which is catch up for Deathloop, or Halo 2, and the community chose Dishonored, which I'm actually kind of surprised. I thought Halo 2 would take it
I should talk to the captain of that ship.
But yeah, that's literally the loop of Dark Souls. I think there's a difference between save, load, and Dark Souls, because if you're fighting a boss in Dark Souls and you die, there are points in that game where you have to do a whole run back to the boss. Whereas in quick save, quick load, the thing that you are repeating over and over again could be as simple as, I need to go around this hallway and grab this guy without this other guy seeing me. Right? It can be like seconds that you're trying to perfect here. So I think there is maybe a difference, but there is that like satisfaction of I'm gonna do this thing over and over again until I get it right. Which I like doing that in games. Like, I know that a lot of people see it as wasteful or like, I don't have time for this, but I feel like as someone who plays enough competitive games for like the practice to be the point, right? Like, you don't play fighting games to finish them, you play them to get better. So you don't necessarily go in with the expectation to win. You play with the expectation of, okay, well, what can I do and get better? And like, you play without the expectation of there being a clear endpoint, or like being able to maximize it and optimize just constantly. I think that stuff is, this guy is pretty, no, I believe that's a quick load. All right. Oh, that's not bad. I probably should be saving more often, and I can probably. The thing is, we haven't even gotten to the good part yet, and I'm already like really into this, and I haven't even gotten my powers. So, yeah, Deathloop's gonna be an interesting game. I will say that after Hades, I'm more receptive to roguelikes than I've ever been. But I think that to me, I would be more interested in Deathloop if it wasn't a roguelike. But we'll see how it turns out. Because
fit for the Watchman
I definitely did not think that Supergiant could pull it off. And they proved me very wrong. So we'll see how Deathloop does with people. I'd be very curious to see if they have marketed it well enough for people to be really into it and for it to take off.
I need to find a ship.
I feel like Arcane could use a win, man. I want them to do well. That said, if it's Deathloop that ends up being popular, it's like I could live with it. It's maybe not my idea. I would love for them to be able to make a Dishonored 3 and have that be really popular. But hey, you know what? I'm not gonna trouble them too. I'm not gonna complain too much if Arcane gets hit.
No way to turn back now.
That rail is electrified, so I can't jump on that. I could find a way to see. Here's where this possibility space opens up. So I could try to figure out a way to like deactivate the electricity here and just basically make a run through it, make a run through this level on top of that. But is that worth it? You know, is that faster or more efficient than actually just like trying to trudge through the level without being? And right now, sometimes you just gotta. It's so janky sometimes, but it's so, I love it. Play your way number 1. Let's see what they say. Detection isn't the end. Even after you're spotted by enemies, various options are available. Kill all the enemies, defeat the easily, escape and stay out of sight until enemies give up searching for you. Dude, you're right. Detection is not the end, but come on. Oh wait, I don't know why I wanted to move him. So this first part, you don't really even have powers, so you kind of just have to utilize your stealth game fundamentals.
Attention, Dunwall citizens. Attention, Dunwall citizens.
I also like that because the stealth is as analog as it is, the game kind of encourages you to be like, what is this like really obscure path that I can take that is like feels like it's like I'm cheating.
Emily Caldwin will be fined and arrested.
Come on, everybody shut up.
People of Dunwall, stay in your homes. You're advised to stay indoors during this time of unrest.
Everybody shut up! Everybody shut up! Baldur's Gate 3 ceased to make failure part of the narrative. Like, you see yourself safe scrubbing that. The thing is that, like, I don't know if I see myself playing Baldur's Gate 3, period. I feel like that game has a chance to be incredible, Game of the Year candidate, etc. But, like, The thing, from what little I've played of Divinity 2 and seen of it, the combat seems like the least interesting part. But I think in that game, because, and this is just me speaking, because I think a lot of the decisions and like the permutations that you can go through are more based on story, I'm less kind of inclined to say I did something wrong and kind of like, you know, choose your own adventure style, do it. But if it's combat, I might just set that game to like be forget about combat, don't worry about it, make it as easy as possible. But then I also would, I probably wouldn't necessarily like review it or anything. Mostly because I'm not super adept at like D&D likes. I don't know what that genre is called. CRPGs, I think a lot of people call them. Who's seeing me? Who's seeing me? You're not seeing me. You don't see shit. Yeah, so I would say that H large, you're correct in that it's more about perfecting muscle memory than it is about like not wanting to live with my choices.
What am I supposed to do now?
Let me.
Not my concern, citizen.
Gotta get away.
It is weird though that this game does not have aim down the sights, which is fine. I don't need it to, but like I definitely have a thing like a reflex to use the key to that would normally or the mouse button that would normally aim down the sights, and that would fire my gun. And I don't remember if I can. Okay. So I don't remember if this game has it, but there's a really cool. Yeah, it's not as cool. There's a really cool animation in Dishonored 2 where you could make it look like you were twirling your knife if you. That count. Enemies too. Oh, it's because that guy saw. Did I do it right? My skirt of that. Okay. So.
Road is blocked by order of the City Watch.
Locked.
I've gotta get away. I should talk to the captain of that ship.
My concern, citizen.
Okay.
I'd advise you to
See,
return to
just
your
gotta
home.
figure out another path here. So they're saying it's not a roguelike. I'm not sure what that means with regards to Deathloop. That sounds like a roguelike if you die and have to do a run over. I'm sure there are lots of things in place to like
People of Dunwall. Aiding a fugitive is now
make progress
punishable
and
by
stuff, but
death.
like definitely.
Aid the City Watch in this time of transition.
I don't know why I decided to pickpocket him and then choke him. Just to show him that I could. Let the record show I pickpocketed you, and then I knocked him down. This this is like super low settings. I think it would probably look worse actually if I what'd you call it? If I restarted the game, because I think they're like in a lot of games you have to restart for any of the settings to actually hold. But this still looks really good. So here's the train. I think I have to hop over that. We're making good progress. I think it helps that I've kind of already been through here, so I am a little bit familiar with how this level works, but... Oh, what is that? What is that? Oh. Ow. I don't remember if this ship is on my side or not. I should be careful. Good. Also, the head. There's something about the way they do head bob in arcane games that always feels really good. It feels like the kind of steady cam thing that makes you feel like you're actually taking on someone else's body, than just like moving a camera around. Oh, that is kind of intuitive that I use the word steady cam to describe someone's perspective. Ship captain.
Do I still have it left in me?
Can't choke her out. That's fair. I wouldn't want to.
Lady, you want to hear what I've got to say. I guarantee it.
Did a...
Lady Emily,
You won't get far with that face, stamped on half the coins in the city.
There's a coup underway, and I'm being blamed for the Crown Killer murders. I don't care what my face looks like.
My name's Megan Foster.
Hi, Megan Foster.
I work with an old ally of yours, Anton Sokolov. We
He was in the
learned
last game.
something scary down in the south, and I came to warn you.
I know, Anton, but Corvo's gone. The Duke of Sarkonos is here with a woman named Delilah. They
It's also in the
massacred
last game.
everyone in the throne room. Then she did something I can't explain. There was nothing to do but run.
Sometimes that's all you can do. This is my ship, the Dreadful Whale.
Why'd you call it the
We can head out as soon as you're
Whale?
I
Doesn't
need
seem
to
like a
get to
good name,
Karnaca
but
where the Crown Killer murders started. Delilah must have been down there for a while, and I've got to figure out what's going on.
You're Corvo's daughter. I'll give you that. Should we go?
should we go? His Wellful Dress was taken. Good. Yes, I'm
Yes, I'm ready.
Hey, we hit this quadrant, guys. I've always said that I am a non-lethal stealth quadrant guy. That's my personality type. Some people are NFJP or whatever. I'm stealth non-lethal. STNL. That's my personality type. Ladies. What stats did they track here? Lethality. Civilians killed. Hostiles killed. Total killed. So, go... Merciful. Ghostly. I will ghost you, though. Coins. Oh, so you can collect the coins, which I've never done. I guess I could have also gone after the paintings. Special actions. Look what gold you could carry from the Dunwall safe room emergency room. All this bonus stuff is stuff that I would probably do on multiple runs. On, like, other... Locked Mortimer Ramsey in the safe room with a fortune of gold and a month's worth of water. That stuff is cool. And then you can replay a mission if you mess it up, which is good for them to have. So yeah, I think there are, what, 9 levels, and this is the second one, but I think the last one is like a big combat one, or big, like, set piece combat necessary. Yeah, how's everybody doing? What games are people playing? Feels like, we've had a couple of releases, some sudden ones come out this week.
Odd.
What are people playing? What are people having fun with? Door's blocked. Oh.
What is this place? Where am I?
Is this is this part of your... This is a big ship. This looks very good. I like the way this looks.
I can feel something moving closer.
Picking up the Doom
Watching.
Eternal DLC. This is it the Old Gods Part 1 or Part 2? I should go and play Part 2. I liked Part 1. Super difficult to the point where I ended up just lowering the difficulty, which I don't like to do with that game, but I think that game is best when it's hard.
I watched your mother die at the hands of schemers
but,
who wanted your little empire.
Yeah, I should maybe go back and play that other
rescued by a man in a strange mask. I thought that was the end of the excitement.
Yeah, I feel like that first part is definitely like a tier above. That last encounter specifically is ridiculously hard.
Delilah won't just give them back. So, what are you prepared to do about it? Your Imperial Majesty? And are you clever enough to do it without spilling a river of blood?
So far, I'm non-lethal.
I asked Corvo those questions 15 years ago. This is the moment that changed him. Now it's your turn.
Old ideology. Oh, I thought my game. I totally forgot there's no powers mode. That's cool, but I won't be. I want yes powers.
It burns from the inside.
Hello, is this my first time? No, this is my. This is technically like my third time running through this particular level. But it's been a while. I have not played this game since 2017. So.
Stories, they're true.
Yeah, Emily's thing is that she just has like a tentacle instead of a teleportation thing, which I think means that she's still visible when, like, enemies can still see her, but it's
my
not
father
a super
and
relevant
reclaim
thing.
the throne.
But yeah. Power. I like that. She has Corvo and Emily have a completely different set of powers, which is really cool. There's just, it feels like they just took a lot of the stuff in Dishonored 1 and just combined it to a mirror. And it just, like, it is one of those games that has so many options. It just feels like, oh man, they had the time to think of everything, right?
Do you remember?
And it's like, what, Dishonored 1 was
So long.
2012, and this was 2016, so it's like 4 years to make a game like this with a team of that size. Like,
It's good to know you're there.
you have plenty of time to implement
You're
stuff
here,
like
but you're
2
not
characters
here.
with a completely completely different set of
but
powers that they've
somewhere
accommodated for the
Only
most
the
part.
last of my innocence.
And like this morality
Leave you
system
for a
that's kind
while.
of basic, but you know, is there. Like the
only
stealth system that
like the
seems pretty
beach
intricate,
across
and like all these
this great
options of an immersive civ.
Take you into
There's a
my
lot in
arms.
this game to think about. Really cool.
But I have
Play
this
however
to
you want.
offer. My gift and my curse.
I think most of all the level design
Someone
stands out in
to
this one
your
versus the
hand.
first. Not that the first one had poor level design, but Dishonored 2 has some
guide
real
you
standout
where I
levels.
can.
Yeah, I remember this was the year, 2016, I think was the year that everyone was freaking out about Effect and Cause in Titanfall 2, and I think there are 2 levels in this game that I think are better than that level. There's the Clockwork Mansion, which I think is really, really cool, and then there's the level that's basically the like Effect and Cause, but if it were an immersive sim level. So like yeah, Dishonored 2 has some outstanding level design, and like the Karnaka level, which we're about to get into, is so good in terms of how dense it is and how much it feels like a real place, but also
Who
a
is
level.
Delilah, really? How could she? I don't understand.
Sky here.
Found our own.
There is no sky.
Really just looks like Non, but some sort of peat
There's
of
no
bread.
one quite like Delilah. I watched her pull herself up from blood and filth until she was in a position to steal from the wisest scholars in the Empire. Survival and ambition, art and magic, with a cunning that makes fawning sycophants of those around her, all of it leading to what you saw at Dunwall Tower. Delilah's playing the long game. She took all the abuse the world could deal out.
She was
Now
I
she's
think
a
the
crown.
antagonist in the
But I'll let you in on a
DLC.
secret.
Which those
She's got her
were
eyes
some
set
pretty
on a
good
much
deals.
greater prize.
I think this kind of game really lends itself well to DLC, where I think that DLC was just like what 3 or 4 levels of smaller, more self-contained versions of the main game's levels, which is exactly what you want
When
in
I
a
was
DLC.
10 years old, bored with my lessons, I dreamed about sword fighting
Dishonored
and
is just
sailing the ocean.
one of the most consistent franchises.
Now
I don't think there's a
realize
bad one in the
what
bunch.
is stranger.
Even Death of the Outsider, I really liked.
Everything I
Didn't like it
know
as
has
much as the
been
other
turned on
two,
its head.
but I know that some people
Feeling
swear by it as
best
the
I
best
can.
one for like brevity and kind of efficiency.
When you look
or like how
at the great jeweled map
like
of Dunwall
all of those
Tower,
levels are bangers, which I don't
Karnaka's
necessarily
the
agree with. I think that
southernmost
last level's
point
kind of a dud, but I have to go back and replay it.
red ruby.
But even that game, I think,
That's how I
is
always
really
thought
solid.
Up close,
It is kind of a bummer
the
narratively
city
though, because it
smells
feels
like
like
the ocean and
for all the
strange
world
spices.
building they do in these games and how
close,
dense a lot of the
it's a tender
history behind
story
these
of
areas
blood
are,
and ambition.
it's kind of a bummer that they
The
felt like
birthplace
they
of
had to
my
wrap
father.
up the series
Megan Foster is
with
a
Death of the
stranger,
Outsider
but there's something that makes me want to trust
in a
her.
way that made it seem like,
Despite
well,
her
we
violent
want to, like,
disposition.
it felt like someone had a really
She
good
got
idea for how to
me
end the
Dunwall,
series, and then
and
they
I
were
need answers.
prompted to
Delilah
implement that
used to
idea
make me look like
way
a
ahead of
murderer,
schedule.
using the
Of like,
crown
well,
killer to
if you
butcher
want to
all
do
of
that
her
ending that you were
adversaries.
so happy to do,
They
like that you were
took
so
what was
inspired by,
mine.
this is your
And I
only
didn't
chance to
get
do
that.
it. And someone was like, well, okay. That's all just speculation on my end. I don't know how they actually. But like Death of the Outsider definitely seemed like, well, you have one more chance to make a Dishonored game. So do whatever you want, but this is it. But I do think Dishonored 2 might be the best one. I think I have a lot more fondness for Dishonored 1 because it's, you know, it was the first one of them. It's writing a little travelogue. Oh, you literally have a travelogue. Wow. Look at that. Ah, she's got such like great handwriting. And my handwriting is horse crap. Look at this handwriting. Do you think this is a font? This has to be a font, right? Yeah, I'm looking at the ends. They look identical. Yeah, I would love it if they actually handwrote it down home style. I have to bring that up now. I think Dishonored 3 is either going to be a prequel or a soft reboot. I mean, the fact that you're mentioning Dishonored 3 at all is maybe a little ambitious. I don't know if we ever get a Dishonored 3. I'm sure, you know what? Actually, now that I think about it, we'll probably get one in like within the next 10 years. I think is like we're bringing it back. But I don't think we're gonna get one for a while. But maybe the Microsoft acquisition says like, hey, make us a Dishonored. Like, it'll be a really good public relations move if you make that, and we can just put it on game. Somewhat you're used to living in a palace, but this is all the kind of. Okay, I got a crossbow. Do you like it? First blocked, huh? Hasn't stopped me before. Environments. It's very good. Anton, your idea of improving the head gasket sealing with a guano coating is the worst you ever had. I'll make you sleep in the engine room. Fix your mess by tomorrow. Megan, if all inventors were as delicate and short-tempered as you are, you and I would still be paddling around in carved out logs. Megan, I made some mulberry cake. It's my own recipe. I like that it's like multiple people trying to write on the same piece of paper. Anton, where are you, you old fool? Hope nobody hurt you. All fine. I feel like a lot of in-game lore stuff is very reliant on the fact that people write like this all the time, which I'm sure they did back in, you know, whatever history this game is emulating, but I feel like you would not find that many things. And I think a lot of that stuff would just be notes on people's phones, which you would have to justify a hacking mechanic for people's phones, which means you'd have to find a reason to justify hacking people's phones. Like, I'm sure, like, if you know, killed me, I would drop my phone, right, as an item. And there would be a ton of notes on there, but it's like, what, you just steal one person's note with, like, a novel's full of notes, and then you're supposed to figure out, like, which one of them has the key code, or, like, the door code. It's a very interesting mechanic, in modern, in a game that takes place now, right?
I'll always miss my lessons with Anton Sokolov. He made so many clever devices during my mother's time.
It's like that you can do stuff like that.
Dearest Emily,
interact.
what must I say? Your
Hell out of this place.
Your Majesty, I have something that Corvo must hear.
I've unleashed the oh no! Does this count as me killing stuff? Doesn't.
Murders happening across the
Bugs
Empire,
aren't people, this game says.
So-called crown killer. When I left Crystal years ago.
Start the briefing for this mission.
All right, you've explained part of it, but what were you and Sokolov doing here?
Is this a no-kill playthrough? No detection. Yes, I'm playing. I know that it is not the most viewable experience.
Conspiracy tied to the crown.
But damn it, I'm gonna do it the way it was meant to be played by me. I'm gonna quick save and quick load the heck out of this mother for the next hour or so, and try to see if I can get a no-kill run. I don't think I'll be able to finish this level in an hour, but I'll try. I don't think I can do it.
Let things slide. But Sokolov concluded
I want to say even
the head of the conspiracy.
This level is like
he came in looking shocked, and if
probably
you've
longer
heard his
than an
after
hour.
dinner stories, you know
I remember
that's
there
unusual.
was this was the, I don't think this is the level with the giant
but something happened.
Puzzle that you can solve to kind of
the hatch ripped open and
very
Sokolov
quickly get through this level. I don't think that's the
All
one,
I
right?
caught was a glimpse of someone carrying him across
But yeah, see,
the deck.
the intention
I
is
followed as long
no
as I
kill,
could
no detection.
Toward Addermeyer Institute. It's run by the
For the
alchemist
next hour or
Hypatia.
so.
Maybe the Duke.
Because that's what I would do if I were playing through this game naturally. Is I would just beat my head against that particular wall,
Addermeyer. All right.
and you know,
I'll get inside. The crown
I'm
killer has to be eliminated.
not
and
trying
if
to have a good
alchemists
time.
will
I'm trying to play
cooperate,
Dishonored 2.
Maybe I can learn something about what happened to Sokolov.
I know I keep
Wish
looking
me
here because
luck.
that's where the chat is, and I feel like I'm talking
If
to
you
this
need my luck,
column.
Sokolov's as good as
here.
dead. When you
But
get done at the
I should
Institute,
probably
disable
stop
the
looking at it.
watchtower. Once it's down, I'll bring the boat around.
I really just am not listening to this. I've been talking to you, so
We'll take the skiff to the shore when you're ready.
we'll take the skiff to the shore when we are ready. So I basically missed out that entire briefing, but it's fine. The game will remind me, right? I feel like that has to be a secret game design. Well, not secret. It's got to be a big game design thing that people don't think about is how many times you have to reiterate the point of the game or what you're doing to the player, so that Well, we have to account for the fact that they could skip this
Ready
cutscene.
for me to drop you
They
at
could
the
also
docks?
skip this cutscene and how to
Let's go
remind
see
the player
streets
where
where
they're
my
supposed to
father
go.
grew up.
Off we go then.
It won't do to be recognized.
I like that Corvo has this big mask and Emily's just like, don't know who I am. Do you guys know who, like, okay, so if I do this, would you guys say that someone else swapped in to stream for me? Like, who am I right now? Can you guys recognize me? Do you know who I am? Sound off in the chat if you know who this is. I bet it's not who you think it is. This is I am a min-max cohort. I won't say who exactly it might be.
I take you to Adamire by
And
boat, but security's too tight.
No one's guessed it yet. So,
So,
you know, the identity of this mystery streamer will be revealed when someone...
Before his death, the old dude
I am not Leo's cat.
Building up Karnaca.
Suriel is indisposed right now.
Took over.
No, it is,
yeah. Out of the city as fast as he could. Orgies and week-long feasts.
So, I mean, I think I think I've proven that, you know, a simple cowl will hide someone's identity completely. It's really effective. It's just like, I think people just recognize noses, you know? It's like if you cover up your nose, you cover up your mouth, people just don't know who you are. It's why
and find out where Sokolov
I think now with, you know,
the alchemist Hypatia. She'll help if she can.
Masks being as prevalent as they are nowadays, I feel like that's what people are missing, you know, is that kind of interaction that comes with being able to recognize people's noses. And I think that when you can't see someone's nose and or mouth, I think you just lose all presence of who that person is, you know. People are so hard to read, but, you know, people should wear masks. So now let's go to the black market shop. So I think it's time. You know, we've had our fun, but I think I've made my point.
Welcome
because
to
no one's guessed it yet. It's been a couple minutes. I think I've dropped some hints about who I might be, but it is actually me the whole time. It was me. It was Suriel. I know that I'm sorry for fooling you and using deceit, but I feel like I wanted to make a point about how cowls are super
What are you
effective.
covering your face for? Keep the dust out?
I like that is Moobot's cue to post something. Like, hey, how was that? Was that good content? Do you like that?
Covering your face won't make the Grand Guard happy.
Get the cigars tomorrow. Want to buy one?
Do I equip the heart again? Okay, you have the quick bill thing.
I missed the time when I could go to sleep without wondering if I'd wake up.
Got a rune. I do like the heart now. I don't remember if in Dishonored 1 the heart beat automatically, because I think maybe in Dishonored 1 you had to have
friendless and hunted like a beast, yet still you act with honor.
And carried out by
Good
the
gamer.
former royal protector.
Hands.
An underground
This way.
market.
I want hands.
Illegal trade means weapons and ammunition.
But
Come here.
yeah, I like having all these optional objectives, and there's just different ways
If
to.
you found this
The fact that you
place,
can just
I'll
run
trade
through
with
this
you.
entire thing and not use the black market at all. You know what would be cool? This is my first time playing this. No, this is actually my third time through this particular level, but been a while since I played it. I think so one thing that I would love to see in a Dishonored 3 is honestly that safe cracking minigame from The Last of Us Part 2, which is maybe my favorite thing in The Last of Us Part 2. What do I want upgrades?
Ah, you want blueprints for better
I
weaponry?
don't use darts. Do they have sleeping darts? Sleep darts. Ooh. Am I full? Or do I not have the money? Oh, I need a crossbow. Or I can just...
I'll take that.
I think it's
deal.
maybe because I'm full? Maybe it doesn't. Here. Oh, maybe you just can't buy ammo. And this is what I was looking for. Oh, we don't have any ammo for our upgraded
I shouldn't deal with
dark guy. Did I play? I need to buy cards if I want to use it. Did you play Prey? And if you did you enjoy it? I like Prey. I definitely don't like it as much as Dishonored, but I remember I think there were some. I remember that game being super hard early on. Like those enemies were a pain in the ass to fight. I don't remember what they're called, but they're like black, super dark shadows or whatever. And I remember that game being pretty. So I think that was kind of a hard hump to circumvent early on. I ended up playing it on easy. But yeah, I enjoyed Prey. I enjoyed how much variety there was, but it definitely did not feel as like open as maybe Dishonored. But I like the space station. I like some of the more open areas, and there were some pretty cool like you do this in this point, and then this other thing will happen later on kind of stuff. They do push you to use stealth or run rather than fight. Yeah, that's a good point, but it's like I maybe that was around the time where I was like, maybe I should just fight. But yeah, they definitely early on. There's some really exploitable stuff in that game. The Wall of Light is a dangerous security system from the age of the rat plague. Those not attuned are burned to ashes upon passing through. This Wall of Light is powered by a windmill, but others are filled by removable whale oil tanks. You can bypass this Wall of Light in a variety of ways. I think this was them like trying to get across as much as possible that you should look around and like not get stuck on one solution that you don't know how to do, and then give up. Because I think this is definitely, I think, the breaking point for people don't know how to play our games. So we can shut down the windmill to disable the Wall of Light, explore nearby apartments to find an alternate path, brave the bloodfly infested building back toward the dockyard, possess a rat and find small passage, climb through the window above the Wall of Light.
Everyone is looking for me.
Now we're in hostile territory, because before we were just kind of in neutral territory, so no one really cared about us. But now these guards will...
Please? It's too late for that, Rapallo.
Maybe try to...
Guess what happens next? This is how we get rid of snitches. Remember, if anyone asks, he just ran through.
No. Thanks. Guy saw me.
Yeah, we couldn't stop him.
Oh shoot. Okay, good. Forgot I did the wrong, but I tried to quick save when I wanted to quick load. I wonder how immersive simi death. Yeah, it feels like it's gonna have like Dishonored powers, which I like. But we'll see how dense that stuff is.
That, Rapallo. Guess what happens next? This is how we get rid of snitches. Remember, if anyone asks, he just ran through it.
Can I do this?
We couldn't stop him.
Yeah, for some reason I can't seem to. Oh. Of course, now you do it. Grab you.
Hey, is the windmill turning all right up there? No problem?
Yes. Everything's okay with the windmill. Don't come up here.
There's a guy kind of. Wait, where are my runes? How do I open the menu? Powers. Can I possess a rat? Nice. I need 4. Move through red tunnels. Mesmerize, dark vision, because this is kind of the crux of the. You can upgrade this. Pull objects towards you and catch them in midair. Falling time is briefly slowed as you are doppelganger, dark vision. I can't possess. Yeah. Oh, this guy said he was gonna investigate, but he hasn't done any. Ow. Flying over it. Does that count as them seeing? Nope. Oh, that's the other thing I like about Dishonored is that the powers are kind of like the mana has like a ability to regenerate. As long as you're not using it, like if you use your powers in conjunction, like if you combo your powers together and use multiple of them at a time, you drain your mana. But if you're just kind of using it every once in a while and let it heal, you don't necessarily have to you don't have to use any mana potions. I like that's cool. That's a cool little thing that. Dishonored 2 is my perfect game. Yeah, like I mentioned before, I think in this very stream that if you told me your favorite game of all time is Dishonored 2, totally get it. Like it's not at all weird answer. All games were Dishonored 2, I'd be perfectly happy. Yeah. I would want there to be more kinds of games than just Dishonored, but this is it's in terms of if there could only be one genre of game. I think this is cool. I would not be as upset as there were other genres. Okay.
It's infested, all right. Move slowly, stay away from the nests, and try to avoid...
Did that guy see me?
They're getting filled with bloodfly venom and eggs.
Aha! Join your friend. In the body pit. Alright, what do you guys think? Should we go and get this charm here, or should we just forge ahead? I feel like I should try to get it, actually. I'm trying to think, like, what would I... Oh, this is why it took forever, is I tried to get all of these. That is a lot of stuff, man.
Yes, there is more here than corruption and pain. Don't despair. There's goodness here too.
I find a lot of the bone charms to be kind of mid. Yeah, I think the runes are probably the thing to get, but I don't want to get this bone charm because I think a lot of it is like, hey, it's constructed like a puzzle. So nobody heard that. Oh, I thought it said SSJ health elixir. Say, well, can I find a place here? Nope. Nope. Well. No. Oh, weird checkpoint. Or weird kind of like interval. Oh, this was a way you could like circumvent the giant wall, right? Okay. Can't get in that one. Maybe the door there. Door here. So maybe there's an area low to the. I know it's so big. Okay. If I were the way inside this, maybe you have to go across. Entrance is at the docks. Oh, so it's down there. We can probably get that guy. Huh? Don't turn around. Or your gut feeling. Kill the rats on the street for bonus point. I'm not gonna kill the rats. Maybe we have to go lower here. Hey, you cry. Oh. Well, I haven't been spotted.
What is this?
Got him. Oh, okay. So there's a whole roundabout way of getting through them, getting to this building. Surprised there isn't like a way to brute force that. Targeting here. So sticky. Back to the seat and head left onto the building. Whoa. It'd be nice if I could just jump on top. Well. Huh. I don't think there's a way to do that, but let me. Oh, try to mark. Isn't there a way to mark? Is there a way to mark certain?
He was late with the tea.
You don't want to be late. That's in. This. Back of the. Did you say? Back to the sea and head left onto the building under quarantine. Yeah, I'm guessing this is too far left. I'm guessing this is the one that. Oh well.
Oh, you used to make good money here.
Maybe not. Yeah, this is. Yep.
Wouldn't miss that.
Oh, this one. Sure that. Oh, yeah, this is the blood fly infested building. Now we wait. Oh, this isn't gonna. So I'm guessing we have to go in through here. I don't know if there's a way to that actually works or not. Well, that guy's on fire now. Get out! Get away! Get away! Get away! I think I can kill all the flies I want. Because it's my God-given right. Pretty sure that doesn't count against me. Or I was checking the wrong stat here. Global non-lethal rate. You kill flies, but won't kill rats. I'm not gonna say I won't kill rats, but the rats have not done anything to me so far. These blood flies have dealt more damage to me than all of the rats in this game combined so far. So I'm not gonna say it's the flies' fault. On the other side of the wall, eh? Get you. Get. This is like 90% of Dishonored is like looking, trying to get into. Leviathan's mine. So now we find out. Was it worth it? Regenerate mana while underwater. I'll take that. Seems pretty good. Now the question is, can I find the door that would have let me in? That door is, imagine it's like, I don't think these charms are random, right? They're kind of set. Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. Hold on. What was my... Wait, I think this is gonna take quite a ways. I hadn't quick saved in a little while. Remember how Cyberpunk is when in the game would you? I don't remember swimming in Cyberpunk at all much, but yeah, I do remember there being some bonuses from like, hey, if you're underwater and you do this, there's a bonus, but trying not to hit the guy. Don't think that counted. Total kills. Ah. How can I get that guy without invoking the wrath of the flies? Damn, I'm moving away from the... Oh, this is just he's just gonna go to the bathroom? I have a black market shop for you now. Okay. What's the closest thing here? Oh, what's it? Oh, I'm hoping I can get out of here. Chicken nuggets or chicken tenders? I think tenders. I know you get less bang for your buck with tenders, if fewer tenders, but I feel like chicken nuggets are just in general lower quality chicken that I've had, and tenders feel like a little more substantive as far as food.
Downtrodden, the poor and forgotten, mudlarks, beggars, and orphans.
Here we go.
Who speaks for them?
Okay, let's see. Where else could we go? A couple of rooms over. Let's go get. Let's go get this room. And this is basically the game for the next several hours. Is like trying to get all these rooms. Although I guess I don't necessarily need them. I don't think the game is super hard, especially if it's like the way that I tend to spec in these games is very hyper focused of, well, if it doesn't help me continue to be non-lethal, I don't care. So I don't necessarily need all of the runes, but it's like more of a collection thing than it is like a survivability thing. I did not check my perimeter. Oh, don't need to read that. Don't want to be out. Hey, Almighty Mikey. Get some runes.
Karnaca was a lovely city once, before the Duke began choking the life out of the place.
And they added all the
Crown
millennials.
Killers started painting the walls red.
And that.
Now you're here. And I have to wonder whether you're gonna give it that final nudge.
They did totally change the voice actor, which I think for this guy, which I think a lot of people were like freaked out about and thought it kind of ruined the character. But
and betrayal.
I think if you have them back to back, I totally see the difference, and it's kind of a bummer. But I think it removed from the concept, from like the fact that they are two different voice actors. I think both of them do fine. I think it's a perfectly adequate voice actor for that guy. I'm gonna take this whole painting. I also like the idea that you're just kind of like, whoop, grabbing that painting, because, well, the alternative is like you cut it out of the frame. You kind of
move along.
grab it that.
We're conducting a search for heretical artifacts.
What? Here? Listen, I only need
This area is restricted on the authority of the Abbey. No one is allowed inside.
I will say though, I think for as much as I like this stuff, I haven't been able to fully grok why I don't think Hitman hits for me. I totally get that those games.
For trouble over there.
I totally get that in a lot of ways. Hitman is kind of like the close successor. Well, obviously not a successor, but like the closest thing we have to more Dishonored. But something about the physicality of that game, I think the controls, just don't do it for me at all. There's something about the way that game controls it. I just don't care for it. I think that's always been the thing that, like, I played the first couple levels of the first Hitman, and then I've played the first couple levels of 2. And yeah, something about it's like I can see the DNA of Dishonored in Hitman, and obviously it's kind of an inverse thing since Hitman's been around for a while, but something about Hitman does not hit for me the right way.
Here?
Where, yeah, I think you totally can save scum your way through Hitman as well, but they definitely do penalize you for it. And maybe that's it, is that it doesn't feel as save scummy. Maybe I only like the save scum aspect. Maybe I only like stealth if you can save scum. Well, that's not true. I do it in Metal Gear. I love the stealth in Metal Gear. This guy seems very alert.
Hey, you!
Wow, he saw me immediately. Yeah, I think like the way that objects work, the way when you're like, I'm gonna hold an object over my head in Hitman, and it just locks onto the character, I think is what that game needs. But I think it also speaks to, it is fundamentally more about making choices than it is about pulling them off, right? Of like, oh, I wanted to do, like, when you decide, like, oh, I need to figure out a way to, like, you know, lower this thing. There isn't as much of this of like, I need to save scum so I can figure out the right way to outmaneuver this guy.
Anyone here?
Versus
Show yourself.
what I'm doing here, and then like in Hitman, it's definitely more about like, oh, which of these ways do I want to see this unfold, and then the actual execution never feels like it's totally in your control to this degree.
You're not supposed.
Damn it. Yeah, Hitman is more like a puzzle game. That's totally true. In that you're kind of, I think in Hitman it is a lot more obvious that you are not so much
hey, you, come here.
That you're not so much implementing your own solution as you are selecting a number of predetermined ways to go about the mission. I'm gonna try just.
Someone is asking for.
Man, this guy is really, really perceptive. Actually, wait. Well, he's got a helmet. I was gonna say I could sleep dart him, but does he have a thing in the back of his head? Maybe I should just stay still. Stand it, because he's gonna see me if I. How do I? Swinging bolt, crossbow bolt. There we go. I think he eventually has.
Whatever.
Hey, thanks Almighty Kids. Thanks for the cheer. There we go. Got his ass. Not gonna put him on the furnace because that's definitely a spot where people die. People die on the furnace. I'm gonna drop him on his couch. You know, just vibing. Save scum. Make sure the lady isn't there. Gonna grab this bolt. Where is my heart? Oh, the bone charm was here the whole time. What do you got for me? Drop assassination, restore some health. I guess. I mean, I'm not gonna say no. Rune. What's the... It is almost kind of a little much. Let's go get this bone. I think what I like about the collectibles in this game is that they're all, you know, like a good Metroid game almost. All of the collectibles are little puzzles to solve. They don't feel like you have to complete activity X to get reward, and you're just like filling XP bars. They all feel very bespoke in that you're solving specific puzzles to acquire them. So they don't feel like, oh, I'm just amassing resources. It's like the levels are designed around making these individual challenges that you're solving, and safe scumming helps. I wonder if to younger players, safe scum is like a hot take. Supporting safe scum the way I do is like, no, you're ruining the integrity of the game. So, although I think that there are probably a lot of old school players who are that same way, right? Might me. Where like, oh, like safe scum violates the sanctity of the game or whatever, but I disagree. They're my subtitles. I don't. Your grenades inflict. My grenades don't inflict any damage because I don't use them. I think it's the opposite. Younger players would be way more used to safe scumming. Yeah, I guess it's just maybe more of a, like it does, like safe scumming feels like it's a lot more rare than it used to be, but I totally see it from the accessibility standpoint. I would totally see, like, yeah, like the idea of every game turning every difficult game into Sekiro is kind of a bummer, but just play games how you want, right? With mods and stuff being a little bit more common. Oh wow.
In the void, the dark
That's kind of interesting.
The cold, lifeless ocean that surrounds us all and threatens to devour the earth and sky and all things in between.
Here in the city, for instance. Instead, they're made in a few locations, kept from us, and shipped out. It seems dangerous.
Okay, I'm gonna try something crazy here.
What was that?
What?
Oh, that I shouldn't have done that. The games, I guess there is so much auto saving that you are basically save scumming, and I think a lot of games don't really even require you to save scum all that much.
Construction materials scattered across the aisles. The metals used to make the devices are unusually
a lot of this game is coming back to me though. I remember this specific thing being a pain because I think you have to figure out a way to distract these guys.
Family and neighbors for
Grieves me to
reasons
imagine what
tested and
cultists
true.
might accomplish.
It is often because they have turned their backs on tradition and on the
Play
seven
that.
strictures themselves.
better to protect such
A Wantu is a friend to the outsider.
Dispatch them across the empire where they're needed in a fight against the supernatural.
Karnaka is in great peril, brothers and sisters.
You ever get so drunk that you end up here on top of the building?
Your suffering might not be plain to you. Karnaka has
I have a
turned
feeling
away
they'll see
from
me
the
from
Abbey
here.
of the Everyman.
Oh, you know what? I wonder if I can do that. Power. Can't I use a little thingy to grab items? Pull objects towards you, either catching them or stepping aside and letting them fly past. Pulled resources will be added to your inventory automatically. Objects that can be carried must be grabbed. Objects that can be carried must be grabbed manually. Huh. I mean, I guess it's worth it. See if I can just
We would
snatch it.
gamble with all that we have built, with your very families. If the
Oh,
Abbey
hell
is
yeah.
defeated, anarchy will
That's
be
good
all
gaming. I didn't realize that
a
at all
chaos
last time.
Not seen
I
since
played
the
this game.
time of the
This is a good game. I remember saving in Half-Life after every jump or combat encounter. Says like, yeah, Half-Life is definitely a big XCOM game. What does this do? I'm just equipping things. So I have 5 slots. May as well. Move slightly faster while carrying a body. That's useful.
Karnaka has but one chance to
Oh, this game rules.
and that is to
I can't believe this game didn't sell well.
To take solace once again in the litany on the
Alright.
white cliff.
Okay. Let's work hard again.
Girl came to me
This
on
one
the
is in a
14th
safe, if I
day of
remember
the month of
correctly.
harvest.
And then I don't remember
I
this
will
one.
never forget her words.
Am I being presumptuous?
She looked up at me,
hoping to cross
and
paths
asked
with that
what
monstrous
shrine to the outsider could be found across the
Oh,
aisles.
it's up one floor.
She affected a look
I don't
of
think I can get
innocence,
up
but
there.
beneath it I saw guile.
Okay.
My suspicions
Alright, pal.
arose.
Looking now, I see a safe, and I'm looking for numbers. I can. What is in here? Oh, that is. I like that this guy just does not hear the sound of me. I wish there were a quieter way to lure him away. I like that I'm just like a ghost for this guy. That I'm using the.
Hey, you, come here.
Okay. I like that I was like able to type, and he's like, "Wait, what?" And it's only when I reach the line that the guy is like, "Something's up with that typewriter." Yeah. Block is. Wait, where'd the guy go? Oh, he's hiding. Okay. Maybe I take out his little friends here first.
That would drag us screaming into the night.
And then
Never
maybe
to
see if I
return.
can knock him out. Then it'd be a lot easier to have him.
Still no word from our sisters.
I will say that stealth games fundamentally are a genre about suspending your disbelief about human perception. Just like this guy just writing until someone uses a typewriter near him, and everything else is just like he is in the zone. He's got his pen, he's got his paper. He's not gonna pay attention to you. Yeah, I don't know. I think the first one probably sold well enough for them, but maybe they just weren't into marketing. The second one is. Throughout the natural world, there are ripples that can barely. No. Well, I have a whiskey tumbler.
Some heathen grown bold by these times. I shall not abide the footfall of a blasphemous wanderer.
Oh. Hello. Don't even need to move you. Got any? No number combination. Alright, I'm gonna try to distract the guy I have.
Huh? That sounded like broken glass.
No? Okay. Why did he look at me when he... well, I guess he was gonna... Okay. I have an idea for what I'm gonna do here.
And all manner of things are destroyed. Huh? That sounded like broken glass. Lay out a meal that would cause you no shame should your neighbor untrue. The echoes of lies
This up, bud. Good game. Good game. Good. Go buy this game. It's like $5 all the time. Like every other week, it's on sale on Steam. It's incredible. What a good game. Okay. Fire hardening treatment. see any numbers. Okay, so here is I'm gonna loot this room as much as I can. I want to say the note telling me what the combo for this safe is somewhere else, but I think I want to say oh wait, let me see. Round your innermost being with these strictures and you will be safe. The 7 strictures are our core principles taught and reinforced by overseers. Oh no, I think this is like to help you solve the one puzzle. I don't know. Yeah, it's on Game Pass too because of the Bethesda thing. So go play this game. This game has quick save and quick load on console, which is a thing you do not see very often. Wasn't there? Wandering gaze, lying tongue. Isn't there? Does this help you solve the thing? Huh. Wondering. Okay, so then I'm gonna search this room, and if I can't find it, the one concession I will make is that if someone wants to look up the number to that safe, I will open it here. I don't have a ton of time left, and it'd be cool if I got this strictures to keep. Oh, okay. Okay, so then we have to remember the other one, right? It's only 3 numbers. You can brute force that save. You can totally brute force that save. I think that's literally how I did it the last time I played the game. But I need to look up that other note. It's rampant, wandering, errant. Ramping, wandering, errant. Oh. Well, that's not... Okay, that's maybe the one time where I'm like, maybe this is a little too much help. 517 is so then? 517? Okay. 5 1. Yeah. But like I said earlier, I think a really cool thing that would fit Dishonored's world perfectly is that that minigame from The Last of Us where you could use your controller to actually crack safes regardless of whether you have the code. I think that is super cool, and I wish more games would do stuff like that. Obviously, it requires a lot of money to implement something like that when you've already need to build a whole game. But that's cool. That was a cool thing to see. Okay, so far, guys, no enemies. I've done 12 non-lethal takedowns. I want to say, is this the game where... No, it might be Hitman, where I think they actually measure your ability to not only not be seen, but hide bodies well enough that they're not found.
This heretic's body is important. Even though I don't fully understand the situation. We'll wait for the vice.
Gosh, this game is so cool. Like, I think it does help a lot that the environments themselves are so dense and they look like real spaces that you just want to explore everything. Like, I don't regret doing this at all. It feels, I know this is maybe a slower, kind of less eventful thing, but man, it is just, I really want to play through the rest of this game. Even though I'm like literally working on a review right now, but like, this game is so good. I seem a stealthier form for storm shadow where your visibility is reduced, making it harder for enemies to detect you. Don't get too close, however, a moving shadow will surround. This is cool. Mesmerize, summon a void spirit to enthrall. Can I possess a rat with... Is that... Rat shadows opens up new path. I think you can become a shadow rat, but I don't think you can directly... Right, Domino is a thing that Emily has. It's really good. But I don't think I invested a ton of stuff except for this one. I did invest. How many runes do I have? Runes carried 5. Okay. I think I'm gonna then invest in rat. Now I can turn into a rat. But I figure out how to. Let's see this ability. Oh, I don't have the mana. How do I reload? Is my key for you? Mana elixir tab.
Huh?
How do I use that thing? How do I use that power?
Don't fully understand the situation. We'll wait for the Vice Overseer.
When should Byrne arrive?
He's engaged currently. He'll send someone else. You can dock.
I need to unlock all that. You read the description. During this state, you can.
Until then.
Okay. So, down to 7. I need to have that. I can see. Oh, there we go. Oh, whoa. I don't think I even used Shadow Walk.
Pretty sure I saw
This isn't... What is this monstrosity?
Screaming into the night.
I'll cure them. This can't be.
Are they
Witchcraft can't protect
wow.
you.
That looks cool as hell. Why didn't I use that last time? I actually, I think, I don't know that I even finished this level. Or like, there's another level, another gate level to get to, but...
There are no coincidences in Karnaka.
Oh. There's these 2 guys. Is about to... Okay. What are the advantages of using that form? You dead?
Huh? Accept your fate,
oh, I totally let go of the button before I should have. Some of this almost makes me think. Oh. Does Corvo speak in this one? I think if you don't play as him, he does. But he's kind of indisposed. Okay, so what are the advantages of using... During Shadow Walk, your visibility is reduced, making it harder for enemies to detect you. Don't get too close, however, a moving shadow will still arouse suspicion. In this state, you can assassinate or incapacitate one enemy before returning to physical form. So you're just kind of like super stealthy. You activate it. Okay. The audio is really good because I was able to figure out where that guy was by headphone. Go ahead. Banish you to the filing room. No. So this is just like super creeper mode. Okay. I feel like that should probably be faster if I'm in this powered up state, but probably did not need to use it there, but hey. What is it? Oh. Okay, still not dead. He's still alive. I don't know why I would need to pick up any of this. Need the interrogation. Oh, I need the interrogation room. So, like, I'm like 99% sure, yeah, you can just bust open here, but I'm still the type of person who's like, don't I need to go find the interrogation room key, even though it's like, I am this person where it's like, I could have very easily just smashed this window open and just run in, but no, I had to go and use the door, because it's like, that's the proper way to do it, right? Oh, he's dead. That wasn't me, that weren't me. Okay, so see, no stealth. Nobody's seen me, no assassinations, 0 kills. There's an open, yeah, I totally could have just run in through the totally open window. But it's like you wanted, I think it's because doing it that way means that like to get to that point, I need to solve a puzzle, right? And I want to solve that puzzle of like, what is the proper way to get into there? I think we have time for, let's say we have time for that rune, and then we're gonna call it. But I know that this was maybe a little slower than maybe a lot of people would have liked, but I think this is a better demonstration of what Dishonored is this kind of slow burn, really, really well crafted immersive sim. And it's like, it's kind of a shame that they've had to do anything but this in a way, but I'm glad that Bethesda has seen fit to not kind of push them to do more mainstream stuff. But maybe that's what Deathloop is, for all we know. How do I remember this one being kind of a pain to get. I do have a thing I need to do real quick. Wait.
Wouldn't miss that.
I think this is just a place where I can heck around. Wait, is there a, I wonder if there's a vent nearby. I can get in, squeeze in through. You really...
Splendid idea.
Well, you really want me to kill rats, don't you? Yeah, look at this place. It's so... I love these environments. It's kind of this... I was gonna say synesthetic. That's not the right term. There's somewhere some bullcrap here you can do with the rats. This is like, yeah, like I said earlier, this is a lot of this game is like, how do I get here? There's a wall, and obviously I should just run through this wall and that would fix everything. I think maybe you have to do something first before this one becomes attainable. I'm not entirely sure what I can. Or maybe I can. Oh. Okay, well, it worked last time, right? Okay, so if I'm gonna use a potion, how do I... I'm a rat. I feel like it might be worth it to just... how do I become a rat? Okay. Rat shadows open up new pathways. While in the stealthier form, you can pass through rat tunnels. Oh, I see. It doesn't... It lets me move through rat tunnels. But it doesn't necessarily just turn me into it. Now you changed my ways. Pacifism for all species is key. Barflies. Oh, I think... Wait. I think... Shoot it? Yeah! Good game. Good game. I can pick it up. Good game. Good game. Good game. Good game. Good game. Okay. I don't think we have time to get the last two. But... yeah, I think that's a pretty good showcase. I obviously didn't assassinate anybody, but I did... I'm not going to assassinate whoever my target is. Which is the sign of a good assassin, is you say whoever my target is. But yeah, I love this game now. Again, I've fallen back in love with this game. It's a good game. Look at these people talking around. Yeah, I wish that society as a whole made more games like this. You should play this game if you can. If you liked any of what you see here, this is early on. Like, I feel like I already have a bunch of tools in my disposal, and can like approach situations in many different ways. And this is the first level. So play Dishonored too, and Dishonored. But I think I'm gonna call it here. I'm gonna use a hard save. But yeah, thanks everybody for watching. This game is amazing, and I hope you had fun watching me play it. You can find more of our content over at youtube.com/minmax with 2 N's. We do a weekly podcast. We stream twice a week, and we have, a bunch of other podcasts. We have a Trivia Tower show that if you love trivia and want to join our Discord by submitting or by going to our Patreon page where we have a bunch of tiers. If you go to the $2 tier, you get access to our Discord, and then you can play Trivia Tower, which is a trivia game where you kind of ascend these floors, and at the end you get a prize. And it's really cool. So make sure you subscribe to our Patreon. It's a really cool place. The Discord is amazingly nice. Everyone there is really cool. It's a wonderful community we have over there, and we can't thank the moderators like Shazira and the rest of the crew enough to in helping us maintain that community. So yeah, lots of stuff over at MinMax, and check us out, and make sure to follow and subscribe and stuff. And I love you, and I will see you later, guys. I'm all tabbing over to the end stream button so I can't. Okay, here we go. Now I can wave away when